Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are live. Back in action. Let's do the usual. Markets are bouncing here in futures. Look at that. Can't say I'm surprised. Can't say I'm very surprised. Oil down 4.78%. Jesus, what news did we get? Jeez. It's getting a little bit crazy out there. I don't see any news though. Yeah, that's it. That's it. How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? We have no reason for this bounce, but it's coming. It's coming. It's coming on fierce too. How are we doing? Anybody out there? Vlog, Cheese Chaser, Me Too, David Johnson, JR, Mike Barr, Nick Forgy, Chris, holder of the shares, the Wind Lambo, Jennifer Hendricks. Let's go, baby. We're seeing a pretty decent move in here in I always want to call it after hours, but futures up 0.52%. So it's looking pretty good. I was actually late today because my daughter puked in the car again. I think she gets car sick or something. And I'm like imagining it, like if you were driving, if you were looking backwards, like if you were in like a car seat driving backwards, I don't know, that would that kind of make me car sick too. Where's the baby girl? Eating some food, but I don't do well with puke. Bad day, had to travel, couldn't look at the markets. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess that isn't too great, but you really didn't miss anything. Probably kept your stress level slightly down these days. Back and forth. Yeah, we do have that PCE data in the morning, and that's going to be the biggest potential market mover here. I don't see any news though. Like, you'd think a 0.5% in futures would have something to go with it, but all it is, Ukrainian negotiator says talks with Russia will resume April 1st, and pretty much nothing else. So interesting. Might be one of those rallies or She saw Bullard of Crim Jamer. billboard of probably. I mean, I would puke if I seen one of those. Hey, bro, I'm still hurting from the haul yesterday morning. I feel broken. Yeah, that definitely messed some things up. Seen a lot of retail kind of walk away after that moment. Like, surprisingly, for the first time in a long time, AMC is not a top 10 trending stock stock. But this one is. There's always another play out there, but what's moving the markets? Well, you have that data in the morning. That's really big, and that's expected to be bad. So if it comes in bad, the markets would probably still rally, and maybe you're getting a little bit of that baked into this futures move right now. It's just really big for the Nasdaq. It's not really big for the S&P, but also we did have a risk off day today, so you tend to see like the Nasdaq, the Russell 2000 down more on these risk off days, and to see it kind of reversing, the Dow only up 0.20%, the Nasdaq up 0.52%, makes a lot of sense. It's kind of has been going back and forth a little bit, but these futures moves have been very much not accurate. Like, there's been days, remember, we'd see the futures up over 1% and then we'll close down 2% the next day, or vice versa. So I'm gonna take it with a grain of salt, but nonetheless, I have a lot more positioning to the upside, so I'll make more if the markets go up. But it'll be interesting to see how it affects AMC. You really haven't seen like a lot of the days that AMC has been up a lot, the markets have been flat or red. Then they usually close green. It's been pretty much straight up. And that's the craziest thing about this move. Like, there's so much bad going on right now that we're bouncing almost to all-time highs. If this keeps up, I think we'll be at all-time highs in like a week or two. Like 2 weeks. So it's pretty phenomenal. I mean, Apple even, they're on their best win streak since 2003. Like, right now is the time for that. I guess so. What's up with the plummet today? It was a lot of the bad, kind of bad Russia news for the most part. There was the lockdown in Shanghai, but that wasn't as bad. It's like a 2-part lockdown. Like, they're not going to totally lock down the city, but do like half and half. So that was kind of waning on the markets, but not as much as the whole Russia situation. You also had some Fed comments from Fed George, and he said that they might have to move a lot faster than they're even saying, and probably bring the rates up close to 3% by the end of the year. It's gonna be a crazy year. Like, when you guys look back at 2022, you're gonna be like, what the hell kind of year was that? But I kind of want to talk about a recession, because you're hearing a lot more people talking about a recession, and I was saying this 6 months ago. Like, it's basic economics, right? When you see a big expansion, you will see expansion, contraction. It's basic stuff. So, I mean, I seen that 6 months ago, but everywhere you look now, and people are talking about a recession, and my view is that is likely to happen. But the weird thing about a recession is it's 2 consecutive quarters of declining growth. So you don't know you're in a recession until you're in a recession. Like, we could be in a recession now, or heading into one right now, but we wouldn't know for the next 3 to 6 months. But During recessions, growth stocks do well. Believe that or not. It's your more what is it? Cyclical stocks that do bad. Ones that are seasonal, right? When there's a strong economy, those do good. Growth stocks, it's a different ball game. So it should be good for our portfolios, believe it or not, if we do go into recession. At least at first. If it does get a lot deeper, then it won't be good. But I actually heard, I was watching a video today, and they were saying, and I thought this was spot on. Tell me if you guys agree with this or not. They were saying if you sat down in a room with Fed Jerome Powell, and he knew none of that information was going to get out, and you asked him, if I could guarantee you 2% inflation by the end of 2023, would you put us into a slight recession? And I think he would say yes. I think he would say, yeah, we've seen 5% growth in the last 2 years. We can afford to take 1% off the top. So when you think about it like that, we're probably destined for one. And we are seeing the yield curve inverting. So it's inevitably somewhat of a bullish thing for a lot of our portfolios, and especially for the AMC squeeze, that's for sure. What is going to make AMC squeeze? Well, it's what I've been saying for a long time. Nothing has changed. The situation has actually gotten much more bullish, right? We've seen a big rally in AMC stock, but the short interest has actually went up. It hasn't went down. So you can see how explosive these things get. And I actually just got a notification today from Robinhood, where I have some margin. They said we are expecting the Fed to raise rates 50 basis points May 4th. If they do that, your margin interest rate will go up by that same amount. Will go up another 50 basis points, 0.5%. So that's happening across the board. So not only are some shorts already losing on their short positions, especially ones that were shorting the stock in the 20s, and that was happening, I mean, every single day, right? They have not took a break on shorting AMC. But on top of that, yeah, it becomes harder and more expensive to take out these short positions every single, you guys, I mean, we're going to see so many rate hikes, it's going to make your head spin. You're going to be sick of hearing about rate hikes by September. You're going to be like, dude, just give it a break. Just do a big one. It's going to be back to back to back, double rate hikes in between there. And every time that happens, it makes it much harder for shorts to hang on longer, because those short positions are essentially revolving lines of credit. It's not a fixed rate. You know, it's not like a 30-year fixed mortgage rate. It's more like an adjustable mortgage rate. So comparatively to that. So I think that's what it is. There's not really one thing that I could see that would make us squeeze. It's probably going to be one of these catalysts where AMC invests in another company. That's going to be like a revolving line of catalyst. Like we kind of know that is coming now, and AMC was very successful with this one. They're going to do another one. Hopefully they keep it small and targeted like they did with HYMC, and you know, it's not risking too much, because they definitely did a good move there. Biden administration weighs massive draw from emergency oil reserve. Oh, jeez. Fuckers. Man, you're going to make my calls go down. Fuckers, bro. These motherfuckers. They're like, we're going to tax unrealized gains. We're going to let out a massive amount of oil. We're just going to do everything possible to hurt your positions. Fuckers. But yeah, there's no real one catalyst. I personally think it comes down to getting the credit crunch, credit crisis, and you'll hear more people talk about it. I'm just really early with a lot of things. I have a habit of that, being very early, seeing things a lot faster than other people. Comes down to cycles. But yeah, growth stocks should be popping soon. I mean, they already are, but Thoughts on ISPO? I really like the risk to reward on that one. That's another one like Mullen that's very attractive on a risk to reward basis. Like, the odds of it going back to 20, in my opinion, are a lot higher than it going down to 5. It actually has a business behind it that has free cash flow. It's not a shit penny stock. That's the difference, in my opinion. And then there was actually an article, this article that I talked about in the video today. I made a video that was talking about this one, ISPO. But they're basically saying in this as well that, let me see if I can find it, that you probably shouldn't have bought it when it was $100 per share, that it can hurt your portfolio. It says, I'll just read it. What's happening with ISPO stock? There was a lot of love for ISPO stock on Valentine's Day and next few trading days as the share price zoomed from $11 to $108. Previously, the stock traded under the ticker symbol TVAC. It clung to the $10 level for a long time. That's not unusual for SPAC stocks, but the post-merger announcement rocket ride to 108 was definitely noteworthy. Chasing after parabolic price moves can be bad for your financial health. Unfortunately, some traders had to learn this harsh lesson. I cannot fucking talk. ISPO stock sank below $10 in mid-March 2022. Clearly, this stock is volatile and therefore only a small position size is appropriate. Moreover, if you don't have to take a position at all, if you're highly adverse to risk. It says, don't expect a return to 108 anytime soon, but the retracement to $10 appears to be overdone, and you may be able to take advantage of it. And then basically the rest is what I went over in the video earlier, that their cash flow from operations in 2021 totaled $29 million and represented a year-over-year increase of 148%. Year-over-year revenue increase of 42%. I mean, they generated $235 million of revenue. So depending on if they could keep that growth rate up, which I don't know how much credit or love the markets will give them for that. I mean, you could make a case there that it's probably at a fair valuation around these prices. Not cheap, not too expensive, but fair. But yeah, their 2022 target is for $350 million to $360 million. So that's what I love. I'm very like, I'm willing to take some risky trades, and I win and I lose just like everybody else. But some I'm willing to go a little bit harder on that have businesses behind them. That's like a dividend stock. Right? A quality company that pays out a dividend will only go so low unless there is huge fear moments in the markets, like a COVID event where nobody knows what's going to happen for a solid, stable company. Like Coca-Cola, I don't even know what they paid out. Last time I checked, it was like 2.5%. But the odds of that thing halving and paying out 5%, very, very low. Very, very low, because people are going to buy it for the dividend. People live off of dividends. So, that's an example right there. But that's where the fundamental valuation and the overall business that you're investing in is very important, even with speculative trades. It definitely makes me trade a little bit different around it. And then Mullen was just a different story. But I seen Mullen. You talking like Nancy. Yeah. Too much reading. My brain's fried. It's been a long day. Smash the like button. That's for sure. Because I'm an island boy trying to make it. Tickle that like pickle, folks. Agreed. Did you see the video that talked about a Revolution? Did it get pulled? He seemed pretty upset. Revolution? Who did that? I don't know who made that video. Michael, yo, what's up? Oh, HYMC earnings next week. Thoughts? Um, I don't really have any specific thoughts. Besides, they'll probably try to talk a big game. The question is, what investors are going to pay attention to, or should I say trading algorithms, because investors, they know the state of the stock. But what those algorithms are really going to be looking for and paying attention to is, are they operating, are they mining gold, and what kind of rate are they mining gold at? Gold miners are only as valuable as the rate at which they mine and how productive they are. If a gold miner spends too much mining, or they're not mining fast enough, then it's just not good. So you have Jing Jing and Ling Ling. Yeah. She puked in the car again. Terrible. Can we sink that island? Island boys would not agree. I'm an island boy trying to trade, yeah. Just an island boy. I should make a song like that. Yeah, I didn't even see your comment, Cheese Chaser. I just thought that. Now I'm definitely gonna do it. You need an Island Boys song as your intro. That's on point. I tried to go back to it, but it's gone. I don't know who you're talking about made the video. Lou? It says Grandma Lou. So I'm gonna assume there. But I did not see any video. Yo, what's good, Dan the man? How's it going? What about BBIG? BBIG, I love. I'm not like in love with the business. I don't think it's a very attractive business model to be a holding company in a lot of smaller, very small business segments. But or it's not going to get a lot of attention, a lot of love for a while. But the spinoff, that could actually bring in more, potentially more value than the whole company's even worth, or close to that, right? People get hyped up on different spinoffs and dividends. So I think that's going to be a catalyst, and it's going to make the stock run very hard when it happens. But it's like, when is it going to happen? I believe they announced that in September. So when they actually spin it off, that's a different question. Like summertime, fall, next year. I just don't know that information, but I know it's going to happen at some point. So if I were to trade it, I would probably go with like 2024 contracts, to be honest, unless it was like a quick day trade or the catalyst came out, But I think it could be good. Oh. It's on the Short Squeeze channel. I just found it again. Short Squeeze channel. I'm not sure I know that. Short Squeeze channel. The guy that was dissing people. Like everybody. What's the status of AMC popcorn? That's a good question. I have no idea, but that could be another good catalyst. If they come out and say, yeah, we're launching, that's going to be a good catalyst right there. I wonder on that. Did we get clarity of that on the earnings call? I can't really remember. I know obviously this year, but did they say I believe second quarter? Didn't they say second quarter? If I'm remembering correctly. Mullen. Yeah, Mullen is good. Mullen is good. That ISPO, dude, this thing ran 28.26 or 28.66% in after hours. That's fucking crazy. And I've been seeing it on Stock Twits as a talked about ticker, but yeah, Mullen 10.5% in after hours. That thing just kept going. $3.35. That's wild. That's wild. Oh. Baba right there. Baba. Go get your Baba. Pukey baby. Go get your Baba. Go get Baba. Yo. Baba. Fall release date on the popcorn. Damn it. Well, that's one to look forward to. September. Yeah. So I'll make some beats for your song. That would actually be very handy. Love the great chat here, especially the tech information that you put out. Well, we appreciate you and being a member. Oh man, much appreciated. Now I want popcorn. Yeah, sometimes popcorn is I don't know, it just gets stuck in my teeth. So sometimes I don't care for it. But when I do eat it, I can smash down. Can of butter popcorn. Paul, you're onto something. That would actually be crazy to get a headline like that. It becomes legalized. And then now you got can of butter at the movie theaters. That might be a hit, honestly, with the young kids. I could see that. But like 21, recreational, okay? Gonna have to check IDs and shit, but how do you see AMC playing out this week? Well, all I really care about when it comes down to it is I want to see AMC stay above the 100-day moving average. That's $24.30 per share, and preferably above $25 per share. Really, this level I have drawn right here. If we can manage to do that, then it's just a big consolidation phase. Now, if we do break under that, then that next level is 21, and that's gonna be basically this line right here, following this trend line, because we detached from the trend line, right? We were pretty much following that trend line and then kind of detached from it, and went to the upside. So I mean that was good, but you know, we got to expect some red days like that, especially when there's a risk-off tone to the markets. Like today, I mean, things were good in the beginning. Not really as much for AMC, but a lot of the more risky stocks just sold off today. Like there was nothing you could do. What's up with SoFi? Levels, please. The only real level with SoFi is $10 to the upside. But SoFi is interesting because the markets are expecting SoFi to do very, very bad because interest rates are going up. Now, at the same time, SoFi insiders are loading up on stock under $10 per share. Like loading the boat. These motherfuckers are buying everything. Right? In here, like millions of shares they bought. So, when you look at it like that, the insiders are buying. The stock market expects SoFi to do very, very bad. I'm going to go with the insiders here and say the business is not going to be as affected as the markets are pricing in it. If that's the case, then the markets will rapidly have to revalue SoFi. But the thing is, they won't do that until the Fed changes stances and stops raising rates as fast. So that's definitely a longer trade. It's not like a short-term kind of trade. It's one of those where I could see 10xing in the next 3 to 5 years, going from $7 billion market cap to $70 billion. If they continue to branch out and continue on this trajectory of 100% growth year over year, or even slowing down to 70, 60, 50 and doing that, then it's going to be good. It's going to be good. But lots of opportunity, I think, with SoFi for the long term. That's why it's one of my larger holdings that is not AMC or like a meme stock trade. I don't know what to call them. Retail stock, I guess. How do I start my own gold mining company in Arizona? I would first off, I don't know if you're being serious, but I like where your head's at. I would try to find some property that has gold on it that maybe the markets don't fully realize, because there's a lot of gold out west like that. Like Nevada has tons of gold. They have 75% of America's gold, like in the one state. So, that's kind of where I would look to find gold. But real estate's a very imperfect market. So, like stocks, most people have the same level of information, or theoretically they do, right? Everybody can Google the same shit or look at the same data. Real estate, it's not like that. So if you found a property with gold that somebody owned, you could finesse them really, really good on it. But, that's where the opportunity is, really. Like with real estate, you make money on the buy. So you just can't overpay for shit like that. Like, you always make money on the buy in real estate. That's why I won't buy a property for, really any reason, unless it was a new build that I wasn't going to make money on the buy. The second I closed it, be equity positive. Which is pretty easy to do if you know what you're doing, but I lost a quarter of my account today in AMC. Holy shit. I worked hard to make gains recently. How'd you lose a quarter? Options, huh? But I was on point with Mullen. You were on point. That's for sure. No doubt. Mullen, they didn't specify exactly who they were selling their vehicles to, but it says Mullen Automotive CEO David Michery says a fairly large company will be buying the company's van vehicles in the close future. And I think that's something the markets really have forgot about, to be honest, is that they're going to be delivering vehicles in the Q2, which starts in like 2 weeks. But that's also the other worry that I have is, do they have enough money to make these vehicles? Because without raising shares or diluting shareholders, because making vehicles cost a lot of money, and they don't have enough to make vehicles right now. They have, like, last I checked, it was like $40 million on their balance sheet. Not too much. Watch some Gold Rush shows before you go out mining. Yeah. I used to like Gold Rush a lot. Then I was like, why am I paying $150 for cable and I got internet for $80? And that was just cable. I'm like, these motherfuckers are scamming. I think it's Amazon buying. Oh, if it's Amazon, I would go big on that trade. At least for a day trade. Is a dead cat. The SEC is useless. I agree. The SEC, they hold stocks to protect retail investors. Can you guys believe that? That's like, how wrong are we? How wrong are we for getting mad at them for halting the stock? Because after all, they're helping retail. Make that make sense. The fact they try to portray it like that is absolutely mind-blowing. Like, how dumb do you think we are? That's like when somebody is talking to you like you're stupid. Like, I already know. Like, why are I'm not stupid. I went up 48K on Monday, bro. Can I have a loan? Jesus Christ. I'm just playing. That's what's up. That is what is up. I'm I'm too like risk adverse for that. Like I don't like to I don't know, it doesn't stress me out, but lately I've been having a lot of issues with different brokerages not fulfilling my stop losses. Like the options will just run straight past my stop loss, and I don't want to sit there and watch them all day. And I'm like, what the hell? Like I've had to contact them and ask like what the hell is going on. Just running straight past. Like I expect to lose $20 and I'm now down 50 or 100, and I'm like, dude, I had a stop loss on it and it just didn't go through. Yeah, I'm up 5 million right now. Shit. I made somebody, well, I didn't make them, I guess. But they had like listened to something I said, which none of this is financial advice, but he made I think he put 500 into an option. Was it 500 or like 1,000 or 2,000, something like that? Like when I wasn't big on YouTube, like this was maybe right when I got monetized, like May, June, and he made I forget what stock it was. I think it was AMC. I want to say it was AMC, but he made 121,000. Gave me $600 on a live stream. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like, that motherfucker wasn't lying. You give me $600, I'm going to believe every word you said. Yeah, and he made a fat bag. Fat bag. It was very cool. I hate the PDT rule. I would easily been up 10K this past 2 weeks. You can like day trade without the PDT rule with options. And it was my number one go-to strategy before I had an account with 25 grand in it. I don't think I would have gotten my account above 25 grand as easily as I did without that strategy. And obviously good trades, but that strategy is a must. I mean, there's sometimes, like I remember before I started using that strategy, and I would want to trade things like news events that would come out that would, go from -1% to up 10%, and I couldn't trade it and have the opportunity to. But I'm like, if I get into this trade and I put too much money in, or more money than I'm willing to potentially lose, I don't want to risk losing that, so I just couldn't trade it. But with this strategy, you can trade those situations. But it doesn't work with shares. A day trade options. Well, look, let me give you the best golden nugget of your life then, okay? Okay, let's say ISPO starts to go crazy tomorrow. This bugger starts going to 20 and then 25 and then 30, right? Just imagine. And flow with it. You could do it on any strike. I'm going to be watching the May 20th $15 call. So we'll use that as an example. So you buy them. You say, fuck it, let's imagine. These are $30 still tomorrow, which they're not going to be. They're going to be like 60 or 70 or 80. But nonetheless, imagine they're $30. You bought 10 of them for $300. Well, now the stock goes to $20. They're worth $500 a piece. You're up massively. You don't have a day trade left. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You want to get your initial investment back. So what can you do? Well, you own the 15s, so you have the right to essentially acquire shares at $15. That's what an option is. You have the right to get these shares at $15. So then you own them. You can go ahead and sell the next strike above, or the $20 strike, because if this is worth $500, this is in the money $250. These are going to at least be worth $300-$400, right? So then you can sell, say, one, or you could sell 5 of them if you want to collect your profit back, or 10 or whatever your number is, and make your money, and then you're out of the trade, and then you no longer have any risk on this trade. It's not technically a day trade, but it is getting into a position, it is getting out of a position, or taking your profits out of the position, de-risking that position, and getting to capture additional gains as well. Best strategy, hands down. Now, that was a very extreme example, but you could do it on the same principle, right? You bought 10 contracts for $30, spent 300, say they go to 100. These ones go to 50. You're still up like 40%, right? Something like that on these 1750s. Sell them, get your initial investment back, keep some contracts for free, do what you guys want to do. But in the meantime, you get that money back for the 1750s you sell, so that goes straight to your account. You can't lose that. The only thing is you limit your potential gain because you can only gain the difference between these two strikes on top of what you already collected, and that's $250 per contract. Essentially turns it into a debit spread, but you're kind of legging into it. Yeah, that's the best strategy. I mean, and then like the next day, you'll only have the spread left. So you'll still leave some money in the position, but it also won't fluctuate as much because it's just the spread between the two. Like 50, like if you bought the 1250s, sold the 15s yesterday, collected your profit, whatever the magical number was, you'd only have $20 in each spread, each trade, right? Like you buy, you sell, $20 total cost. That's a debit spread. But essentially, to make this even more simple, you're just buying the first one first. Not selling. You're buying the first one first, you make your money, and then you sell the other one for more than what you paid for the first one. So then it would be a debit spread still, but you made money on the trade. Said I went up 44K. It's unrealized gains on AMC. I'm a diamond handing all the way. There we go. That's what I like to hear. 44K. I mean, that's a sizable amount. Like, keep at it. You'll be rich as hell in no time. But ISPO, I should have went in on that one a lot sooner, but did not do it. Interesting. I will try this. I can day trade at work. There you go. I had some disgusting losses when it went down to 13. Yeah. Why wouldn't you always sell half to cover your position and have the rest to play with for free? I usually do. Like, you can do that same thing, like you just said. If you bought 5 of the 15s and you only had to sell 1 or 2 of the 1750s to get your initial investment back, that's what you could do, and you could still have 2 or 3 contracts open for free at the $15 strike, but have 2 debit spreads open. So keep a couple that are naked contracts. If the stock price goes to 50, you'll still make a ton more money, but you're still safe. That's what I usually do, though, is get my initial investment back. But sometimes I'll let things ride longer than others. Just really depends on what's going on when it comes down to it, honestly. I did not know you could do this. Yeah, not very many people know that. That's not like a very talked about strategy, but it's a crucial one for accounts less than 25,000. It don't work with shares though. That's the unfortunate part. Holding these gold bars for pretty much everything in AMC. There you go. Bowling was an easy momentum trade today. Yeah. I mean, I didn't trade it. I've had a lot of shares in them. Well, I get like 500 shares. It's not a huge amount, but decent, decent. But I sold covered calls to get my initial investment back. That's also another good strategy. Like if you bought a lot of shares of a penny stock like Mullen was, it goes up massively. You're up 376%. 350 turned into 1700. Then you could just sell covered calls, agree to sell your stock higher than what it's trading at, still leave on an additional $1,000 of potential profit. But worst comes to worst, you collected 100% profit if the stock does not go to, in my case, $5. That's a huge strategy as well that I like to do on a lot of these more penny stocks. But can we go back to 40 by Friday? It's possible. I mean, if we see a good day tomorrow and then a good day on Friday, it's all going to come down to that PCE data. And I mean, the markets are ripping and oil is cratering, so we will see on that one. Nothing is really causing the move either. Besides, I mean, Biden planning to tap oil reserve to control gas prices. I mean, we can all speculate on that. Said, how do you know when to buy calls though? Just depending on what you're really trying to do. Like I was looking at PayPal calls, right? Because today I didn't get any, but I'm probably going to get some. My philosophy is PayPal, and this is just one example, right? SoFi has pretty much, well, it was earlier in the day when I was looking at PayPal, it had broken out of its key level at $10. Square has been doing very, very well as well. Like Square has seen a decent bounce, and PayPal hasn't really done too much, but it's a solid company, right? So different things call for, different trades. Things can develop pretty fast, but like with this, it's sitting right at its key level. Right at its key level. This is really the base from its earnings catastrophe before it took the next leg down, and it's right there. So if it breaks the upside, it's gonna run pretty damn big, probably up to 150. That was my thought process on it. So that's really a hunch kind of, but there's different things. Like when you're trading momentum, it's really hard to tell how long it'll last. So I like to be more in and out, get some free contracts and let it ride. Yo, you pukey baby. You wanna go get Baba? 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 Baba, go get it. So yeah, but there's so many different reasons why you'd buy a call, like just depending. Taps on the oil reserves while oil companies go up or down. Is it U.S. oil? Oil is traded on the global market, so it would definitely come down. Oil's like commodities, things like that are very funny, I guess you could say. Like there's never really a supply problem. Like was it wood that went crazy last year? In 2021, went up like 600% or something ridiculous. But there was never a lack of supply of wood. It was just people were saying like, hey, there was floods and droughts and supply chain issues, so we can charge more. There was never a lack of supply of wood that caused that. Same thing with oil. It's not a lack of supply of oil that is causing oil to go up, right? Because supply and demand, that's what you would think. That's not the case. That's not how the world works. There's always enough of something if you have enough money to pay for it. Fucked up. But so when you hear Biden even say that they're gonna push more oil onto the markets, even if it was 3 or 6 months from now, the markets would react now because they would expect that to be coming into the future. Same thing as like if oil companies were like, yeah, we're gonna start mining gold. I got gold on the brain, guys. Start drilling for oil, like in massive amounts. Oil would come down as well because they would expect that. So it will definitely bring oil down. You see oil down about 6% right now, which should be a pretty good correlation for the markets. If oil is down, then stocks tend to be up. But yeah, oil stocks would come down off of that. Oil stocks tend to trade on oil prices because higher the price of oil is, the more profits those companies are going to make. And what's make it nice is now that I sold off half in payment, the other half I could sit on for 20 years, and who knows where I'm mulling in all my risk-free stocks that have accumulated. Yeah, that's the best thing when it comes to shares. I mean, I've had stocks that I've done that before, and you could sit on it for years, but then it just fucking blows up. Like the market goes in waves. So like EV wasn't really hot before 2020, 2021. Like nobody really cared about EV stocks. That's why NIO was at $2. That's why Tesla was so low. And you could argue that's why Mullen's so low right now, or it was so low. People just stopped caring about certain things, and it goes in waves. So eventually the EV bubble will be back. People will be buying EV stocks like they're going out of season, or it'll be it was just the value and dividend stocks that were really popular, and then it'll be the retail stocks again, and then it'll be the software stocks or cyber stocks or whatever else. It always goes in waves. But yeah, that's the way that I think about it. Is you just sit on it, wait and see, especially with a small amount. Like I put $350 into Mullen. I hope I don't have to sell it. I hope my Mullen $5 calls for July expire worthless. I collect the premium and all is fine there, and I can just hold the stocks forever. That's the hope. I got NIO as a free stock from Doe. NIO, man. China kind of killed China stocks. We're in this together, not leaving. 90% of the float owned by retail. It's incredible. That's true. We're not leaving. Some people say shorts have covered. The squeeze is done. But if you actually look at the data, the short interest has went up. These people are crazy. You like ChargePoint? I actually seen a ChargePoint charger for the first time in Michigan. EVs aren't as popular around here, so that's why. But I do like the charging stocks. I mean, I would kind of go with ChargePoint and Blink. I would kind of get both because you never know which one's going to be the one that ultimately sticks around. But yeah, I mean, people are going to need somewhere to charge their cars. That's a given. And I don't think EV is going away. Crazy how the ones playing options, all the rest of the investors that hold stocks are less stressed. Yeah, stocks are way less risky. Like options and stocks are not even in the same boat. Like they're two totally different beasts, and I play them totally differently. Cause I mean, options you have to be skeptical and you have to be safe, relatively with options. Stocks, I mean, to see a 50% drop on a stock, it is either a shit company and it was terrible to begin with, or you see like a market downturn like we just seen, and a lot of stocks went down 50%. I have a bunch of stocks that are down 50% or close to that. Those fools probably haven't changed their algos. That automatically creates a short position with each share. So yeah, it doesn't look like they have. Like, this same rally from January to now doesn't really look like they changed anything. Like, the patterns were identical heading into this week. Blink had some issues. Well, the price came down a bit. Papa. Yeah, they're gonna go in cycles too. You know, when the EV boom comes back and everybody wants to own EV, they'll do very, very well again. It's just how long is it gonna take? Yo, Ling Ling, Ling Ling, Ling Ling, you're freaking mean. I bet my old man got into G when it was 25 cents. I'm not sure. Just recently went over $100. Yeah, 25 cents. Oh my god, that would be wild. Sold it was too afraid it was going back down too fast in after hours. It definitely happens, but I mean, if it's stock, I wouldn't freak out as much. But if it's options that expire like Friday, you know, I would just be careful with that. Some of you guys got bigger balls than me. I can't lie. Like, if I'm putting like 15 grand into options, then I'm definitely getting like as much time as possible and going as close to the money as possible. Like, I would probably, like, if I was spending 15 grand, I would probably get I would probably buy a $3 AMC call and buy as many as I could, to be honest. Ling Ling. Are you excited? Anyone have a realistic prediction for tomorrow? PCE is gonna be the big thing. This rally could fall together or fall apart very, very fast. So, my prediction is that we probably will bounce to the upside. Probably maybe, what did we close at, like 25, maybe $27, $28, as high as 30, depending on what kind of risk on sentiment you get. But I don't think we're gonna come down and go under $25, that key level, or under the 100-day moving average, which is at 24.60, I believe, right? 24.60 something. I'm your dad. 24.30. I'm your dad. Nope. 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 Oh. Telling you, Tally, you better enjoy these moments while you got them. Oh, I do. I don't even trip anymore. I just let her. She runs me. Ling Ling on that crunk tonight. That's very true. She is, yeah, going a little crazy. Yo. Ling Ling on that crunk tonight. That's funny. Don't fail us, American bros. I don't want my son to eat cat in the future. Oh, man. Like, what kind of cat you talking about, okay? I'm just playing. Oh, that's fucked up. Every time you exercise an option or sell short, you create 100 synthetics per contract. Number, call, or put, it doesn't matter. AMC. Likely, yeah. Bro, take that poll I sent you, Dean Tyler. Community would appreciate it. So would I. Share if you want. Check it out. Oh, I definitely will. I definitely will. She's going to be sitting next to you on their own stuff, maybe getting you a few pointers. Hopefully. Deep down, I really hope she's interested in stocks. Deep down. A lot of females aren't. So, you know, you guys that do, you gals that do are select. You guys are the select few. Yeah, she's crunk tonight. She's on that drink. She's on that bottle drink. Kind of looks like wine, but I guess apple juice, some kind of apple juice. Peppered cat. Yeah, there's an orange cat here. So I always joke, say that I'm gonna make Catanese out the cat, like Chinese food. Get it? Catanese. AMC's over. It will soon down back to 15. Don't. I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what people said at 12, right? Right. I believe. Maybe I'm wrong there, but that's what I heard. That's what I heard. And then I think we went up 166% since people were saying that. So, you know. But it is possible. But AMC to go down to 15, you'd either have to get some really bad news, like really, really bad news, or the markets would tank. So, like, you know, you're going to get clapped on everything in your portfolio at that point. AMC is not going to be the singular stock that halves in value right now, or almost. You know, that's not. If AMC goes down to 15, Mullen is screwed. All of these momentum trades are screwed. You don't see a drop like that, especially on a company that has a business behind it. Like, if you're looking at a penny stock that has no business, does not even sell anything, not a product or a service, sure, that stock can go down like that. But if you're already beaten down, like $25, where we are right now, that's still under where we were at 3 months ago. You know, and we would be at these prices even if we didn't ever have retail involved. Like, the business is there. And shorts haven't covered as well. Like there hasn't been a short squeeze. Like, factually, the shorts have not covered at all. They've actually added to their positions. So that makes me even more bullish. We've seen a 166% run, and you seen the short interest go up? Who's high here? Like who's somebody's tripping. Either Ortex is tripping, or this is a lot bigger of a situation than we even thought, because you would expect the short interest to go down a little bit. Like, anything. And that didn't happen. 20.93%. Did not happen at all. Borrowed shares of 6.1 million today. Like, give me a break. Put his ass in the blender. Yeah, I mean, everything would be clapped if that were to happen. Like, 15, like, the markets are going way back down again. You're going to reverse this whole gain that we have seen in the broad markets. I don't really think that's going to happen unless we get some kind of a, like, black swan that we don't see coming or something. And AMC will come through and they'll play with them. That is true. That is very true. People have some come this far to sell out now. AMC MTs, AMC Popcorn, AMC Gold, AMC Movies are going to be a hit big this year. Yeah, and you know, the business finally, like, this is the first year of normalcy. Like, nothing's shut down, all theaters are open, and I think it'll be good. Need to go to therapy. They do. Like, why would you be short on this stock again? Like, the only thing I can think of is it's all just egotistical. It's all just wanting to prove us wrong. Maybe I'm wrong for thinking like that, but it doesn't make a whole lot of logical sense. Okay, Ling, what are you doing? Ling, come here. Come here, Ling. Come here, Ling. Ow. Gravity, young one. It's just doing this. Take the retail money, and then it'll go. You just kids going to the longest season in the world. Yeah. Yeah, it's been a while, but if you look at it, we're only like, which is kind of crazy to think about, we're like back to this first level on the June rally, but the business has gotten so much better. Kind of almost looks identical, don't it? Don't it look like identical? Actually looking at, oh, what the hell? Actually looking at it a little bit closer. Actually, let's make it normal again. Oh, the candle's kind of weird. It looks like almost identical. These beginning moves. Right? You kind of see that? These big candles, and then it comes down the next one, and then we just shoot up. I don't know. I think it's going to be good. Yeah, I heard borrowing getting harder. Oh, yeah. I mean, look at the cost to borrow max. That has went up even in after hours, it looks like. Now it's 6.56%. Which I kind of think the numbers are bullshit anyways. You know, I think it's a lot more than what Ortex says, but yeah, it is. I mean, it's still at 100% utilization too. Do you think Mullen will do the same thing as GME AMC with the halt tomorrow? Probably not come down in the same way. That was very orchestrated to happen. That was a lot of money flowing in, and then a calculated move to short the stock right at the open of the halt to panic retail. Honestly, that's my conclusion to that. Watch the movie called The Breaks. A Ling Ling is in that movie. Ling Ling. A repeat of last year around the same time. That would be ironic, wouldn't it? The same time frame. Early June, just shit goes crazy. I want to see 500 or better on my call option on Mullen. I think you probably will. I mean, I think the markets are like not really paying attention to Lucid and the fact that, or Lucid, Mullen, and the fact that they are delivering or about to deliver vehicles. So I think it's gonna be very interesting. Ling Ling. Ling Ling, you're being bad. Say hi. Say hi. Say bye. Say bye. Say bye. Say bye. Say bye. Say bye. Look, Knuckles. Knuckles. She can give Knuckles. Okay, Bottle. There you go. Look, Bottle. Can I, Knuckles. Knuckles. Alright, there you go. Go watch your movie. You got monsters. She gives Knuckles. I'm like, pound it. She knows pound it. That's what I should have said. Daily movers are risky. Very, very risky. I'm thinking ISPO tomorrow, but we'll wait until 8 a.m. to see if it goes up or down. Yeah, the way I look at it with a lot of those movers is you either play the beginning of the day move, which I don't like nearly as much, or you play the end of the day move. Or kind of what I like more, especially if you get time on the options. Like the specific contracts I'm looking at are the one are the May 20th, because I want to get some time on them, right? Like, I don't trust this market rally anyways, but I really don't want to go to April 14th. That's going to be here around the corner, and those contracts, they're going to lose a lot of value if it switches around midday or something happens, right? So I kind of like the May 20th. It's that middle comfortable zone where it's not like they're going to decay super hard, but they'll also offer you a really good return if the stock does just go wild. But yeah, the $15 ones, they're not going to be $30 though in the morning. They're going to be higher than that. They're going to be like 50 or 60 or 70, and then yeah, I'll probably start to slowly scale into them middle of the day, maybe. Maybe after that initial move in the morning, depending on the technical factors, what the volume looks like, where we are as far as moving averages, and then slowly kind of scale into it. But it all depends on what's going on. But that one could be a runner. That thing moved up like 600% when it went to $100. That happened in one day. It went from 14 to 100. Ling Ling! Get a bite. Get a bite. She just looked so sad and dropped her bottle on the ground. Ling Ling! Yeah, stop loss too can be pretty helpful on options, especially if you're not sitting there watching them. But lately, mine have not been going off. It's been running straight through the stop losses, but that's where you get more time on the contracts, and you don't risk as much, I guess. Rumors, Amazon and AMC merge again. Pros and cons if it happens. We really don't want Amazon to buy AMC or like a merge or nothing. Like it might cause hype, like a merge. I'm not sure how that would really work. I guess you just get paid out in like Amazon stock or whatever, but like if Amazon theoretically were to buy AMC, it would get bought out at a certain price. So say it was $35. The price of AMC would go straight to $35 and no higher than that. And it could trend lower than that, but it wouldn't go higher than $35 or whatever that buyout price is. But honestly, it makes sense for a company like that to acquire AMC if they didn't have debt like they do, but you really don't want them to acquire AMC, honestly. Ready for tomorrow's rise or fall. Yeah. Come to Cali. I got fire. Yeah, Cali got all the fire. They got forest fires. They got SNDL. They got all the fire. You know what I'm saying? Admiran has other things in mind. Yeah, like he's been saying on the earnings call, and pretty much for the last couple earnings calls, that AMC in years from now you're not really going to think of it as a traditional movie theater company, which a lot of companies have transformed their businesses before. Like Nintendo used to sell vacuum cleaners and playing cards, and now they're like a $60 billion company or something like that. How big is Nintendo? Probably bigger than that. I probably just lowballed this shit out of them, honestly. Oh, 67 billion. I'm good. I was close enough. 67 billion, and they used to sell playing cards and vacuum cleaners. Okay. They've climbed out the abyss. Did I grow? I used to, but to be 100% honest, I've been in a few squeezes and made money. Yeah, it's so weird because when you see those volatility halts and you see moves like that, and then the price of the stock is going insane, like up 25 cents at a time, down 20, up 50, down 40, just back and forth volatility that is so fast like that. That's usually a pretty clear indication of one, bullish momentum, and a short squeeze or shorts covering. And we've seen that after the trading halt and before the trading halt, obviously, but it just went away. It was like they did that to cause the stock to go up, and then same thing to the downside. But I think that shows they don't want the thing over 30. I think 30 is when it gets parabolic, where it's like, we got some problems on our hands. Well, they do, I should say. Let's bet that up, Paul. That's sticky icky. That what's it called? Oh, I had jelly breath. Oh man, that was some crazy shit. I said that sticky icky. And Aaron should make a short of him making crow stew. I don't get that. What is crow stew? Like maybe I'm just out of it or just naive. I've seen him saying that, but Ryan Cohen is roasting shorts again. Who is more reprehensible, hedge fund short sellers or overpriced consultants? Hedge funds, huh? Ling.
Apple.
What? Pound it. Alien OG is my favorite strain right now. pulled over tonight and cops let me go. I'm happy, dog. Thank you, Jesus. Yeah, that happened to me over the summer.
Hi.
And there's always some reason why they want to fuck with you. They pulled me out the car and everything. I'm like, you want a kiss? I'm like, I didn't do anything. Like, I wasn't doing anything wrong. They had pulled me over because they were sitting. Like, you know how like the lane merges and forms a new lane, right? When it widens out, like just going through a small town. And you know how you don't even have to put a turn signal on. You just go and you just merge into the new lane when it opens up. And well, I was going to do that, but the cops were sitting right at the merging spot, like 5 feet out. Like, I didn't know if they realized, because it was dark out, and they were sitting out, so I didn't want to like come close to hitting them, because I probably would have hit them if I would have merged in the right spot. So then I just turned on my turn signal and merged after that, because I didn't want to hit them. I didn't want to give them a reason to pull me over. And then they're like, you didn't merge into that lane correctly, sir. I'm like, you guys were hanging out the, what's it called? Like the driveway. Like, of course I didn't. Yo, Ling, what are you doing? All right. I'm going to go put her to bed, guys. Thank you for tuning in. If you guys want to come trade with us, link down below in the description of this video or in the pinned comment of the last video. Get those free stocks with Mumu. I'm telling you guys will get 3 free stocks as well as a free share of Neo if you deposit $1 with the link in the description. I like them. I've never had a problem with the brokerage. They actually accept my stop losses, unlike other brokerages. So, nonetheless, thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate all of you guys, and I will see you tomorrow.